Velocity Edit, accessed from within InDepth, has had several enhancements made for it in GeoFrame 2012 SP2. Some of the major enhancements include Velocity Edit can now use multiple active locations available in iMain Basemap and Basemap 2. Velocity Edit will open using two frames, a time versus depth graph, and an interval velocity versus depth graph if a linear velocity has been selected in InDepth. And the Velocity Edit display dialog box has been completely redesigned. This movie will demonstrate some of the new features introduced in Velocity Edit. Velocity Edit now opens using two frames whenever a linear velocity layer is the initial layer selected. One frame displays a time versus depth graph, while the other frame displays an interval velocity versus depth graph. These two frames provide a better quality control of the linear velocity data. Now we will select our velocity locations. Notice that multiple active locations can now be selected. Multiple velocity locations can now also be selected in the Velocity Edit Select Velocity Locations dialog box without having to make single MB1 clicks by using MB1 click and drag. For the purpose of the demo, we will now reduce the number of frames to 1 and expand the window so changes made during the demo are easier to see. Now we will change some of the display parameters for the locations. The Velocity Edit display dialog in Velocity Edit has been completely updated. The selected active and passive locations are individually listed in the location section where you can change their posting priorities. You can also change the posting priorities of a group of velocity locations or set them on an individual basis. The following describes some of the new features available in the Enhanced dialog box. Locations list each active and passive location selected with their status, active or passive. Whether the location has been clipped to fall within the range of the active layer and its color. Display Attributes allows you to update the display settings of the selected locations on an individual or highlighted group basis. The options are Clip to Active Layer allows you to clip one or more selected velocity locations to the layer that is currently active. Color allows you to change the color of the selected velocity locations from the default value to another color from a 65 color palette. Line Style allows you to change the line style of the velocity curve of the selected velocity locations to a solid, dotted, or dashed line from an option list. You could also choose not to have a line displayed. Line Width allows you to change the width of the velocity curve displayed of the selected velocity locations to one of 5 thicknesses. Symbol gives you 6 symbol types to select from to post the knee points of your velocity curve of the selected velocity locations. You can also choose not to post a symbol. The default is no symbol. Symbol size allows you to change the size of the symbol displayed from the selected velocity locations to one of 3 sizes. Display attributes can be locked to allow you to retain existing display settings for attributes and not have them altered when you make changes to other display attributes that are not currently locked. When the attributes are locked, the display parameter selections are disabled. This concludes the enhancements made in GeoFrame 2012 SP2 for Velocity Edit Movie. Please review the release notes as many of the enhancements and fixes have been provided for InDepth and Velocity Edit in GeoFrame 2012 SP2.